But alright, let's return to Sekiro for a little bit. And again, this on YouTube, this probably be just like a little, its own little thing, maybe like a bonus episode. But basically, yeah, I played the game a whole bunch on my own time as well, on top of the initial playthrough that I did. I beat the game like 3-4 times? I think 3 times. Well, just to get the achievements, really. You know, it's funny how, like I said, like achievements don't really matter. I feel like in a lot of my playthroughs, but then you know, if it's a game I really like, then I'm like, might as well, right? Especially if it's not too tedious. So basically, I guess what I was missing was getting all the shinobi tools for one. So I can show that off real quick. I mean, just to why not? Just to show it. I think it was this one. Basically, in order to get the shinobi tools, you have to, I believe, beat the game multiple times in order to get the lapis lazuli, basically. Mainly from that pot guy, or whatever, pot noble. You do that quest, and you buy from the guy in the dragon head palace. What was it called? Fountainhead Palace? Something like that. That's not new, I don't think. Yeah, the only thing, I think the only new things I got was... I don't know. I'm not sure. It's been so long. I actually don't know which one is which. I think that basically, you know, in order to get the final upgrades, the upgrade materials are limited, so you gotta get the lapis lazuli in each playthrough. So it takes a bit. That's probably the most, well, the second most tedious achievement to get. But you know, nothing that super interesting. You just get this basically. Just a better version of the tools you already have, like that. I think that yeah, it's blessed with the favor of Fountainhead lapis lazuli. And also the lazulite axe, which I think is new. I think this is the new one I didn't have before. Because I think I used the lapis lazuli on, I think on the sacred flame, right? I think I used it on the, what was it? I think it was the shuriken as well. I think that was the one I used it on. I keep scrolling through everything. It's right here. Whee! Like that. Anyway, so got all the tools, got all the skill points as well. I don't know if I'm gonna take the time to show every single skill. I think I have this thing on. Yeah, this thing, by the way. Oh yeah, I didn't show this one, by the way. That's the skill that you get from beating the game the first time, actually. At least when you get the normal ending, I guess, when you beat the, you know, the sword saint with a gun. That guy, Isshin. So you get his move. He only uses it like a few times. I don't think I ever saw him use it, actually. I don't know. I don't remember. He rarely ever uses this move. From what I remember. Maybe one time. But you get that move. It's called the Dragon Flash. In his younger years, Isshin was a devil with the sword, spending his days in the pursuit of life or death combat. He often ruminated on how a cut should be made, but his blade always moved first. Because he's just that cool, I guess. Anything else that's new? I also got Shadowfall. I guess I could show it off by... over here. This is the move that you get to find, I believe, in the Mushin skill tree. Oops, I missed. Just, you know, just stab this guy real quick. Whee! Oh, did I do it wrong? Oh, he interrupted me. That's why. I want to do the move, actually. Because there's a move after you do that, actually, I think? Or how's it go? Because he keeps talking to me every time. Basically, evolution of Shadow Rush. Technique of the Ashina Mushin compound style. You pierce, fly, and then dive back down. Yeah, you're supposed to press RB after Shadowfall, which is R1 for me, I think. It just kills him, but that's not what I wanted to do. It's the move that, you know, Father has, I guess, Owl Father. I can't do the move because he dies too quickly. Whatever. That's fine. You get the idea. Stab, you jump, and then you do a little slash afterwards. You see it many times when you fight Owl Father in like the weird time travel part, you know, in Hirata Estate. Anything else? Is this new? I don't remember if this is new. But this move is basically what what's his face uses on Genichiro. Basically uses on you a whole bunch. I don't know, I'm just showing off moves. There's a point to this, by the way. I'm not just showing off moves. I'm also going to do something else later as well, because in New Game Plus, At least the version that I have. It did come out when the game first came out, but there was an update actually that I've learned that came with the game. You know, that people who buy the game now, they get for free. Well, I mean, it is free for anyone. But anyway, I'm rambling. Basically, there's new content. There's gauntlets, boss gauntlets I mentioned before. I did most of them off screen. It's how I got this costume, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. This Tengu costume. Yeah, get some skins, I guess. There's another skin I'll show off as well. I'll use it later. But once you defeat the gauntlets, there's also a final boss in each gauntlet that is relatively new. You know, it's like it's the same, technically the same bosses, but they have way like different moves, I guess, and definitely way harder. And therefore, I probably want to show that off. And this is one of the moves I think you get. I believe for fighting one of the first gauntlets. I believe that's new. I think. Anything else? I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything new that I didn't show off in my playthrough already. Everything else is basically the same. Anyway. But yeah, what do I want to do? I also want to show. Well, let's see. What's the plan? You know, I gotta think. How I want to schedule all of this. But yeah, okay. I'll show off the inner bosses later. That's probably what I'll do. I don't know if I'll do the gauntlets. The gauntlets themselves are kind of tedious because you fight the same bosses anyway. Basically, just fight. I'll show it right now. But you just fight all the bosses all in a row. The Divine Air one, I believe you don't. Oh yeah, no, you get this one. You get yeah, okay. Basically, you fight this guy, the horse guy, Lady Butterfly, and then inner Genichiro, which is different from normal Genichiro. He has a ton of new moves. He's actually way harder comparatively. There's also this one. You fight Emma, Isshin, Demon Hatred, and Father. And by the way, how you unlock all these gauntlets is by getting, I believe, the Shura ending and then at least one of the normal endings in one playthrough. So you can't do it in separate playthroughs. You got to do it all in one on New Game Plus. So when I save scum, you know, you don't get all these gauntlets, but that's what I did off screen anyway. Technically, I kind of already beat, you know, the Shura ending and all the other normal endings. I just kind of saved scum, but I just did it again, you know, just for fun. And also this one, you fight the ape, Great Shinobi Owl, True Monk, Genichiro, normal, it's just normal Genichiro, by the way. And then Inner Isshin, which, again, another upgrade version of Isshin. Did I mention? Yeah, Inner Father, also upgrade version. There's also a Memorial Journey. Technically, I didn't beat this one, but, like, basically just fight all the bosses in the game, all in a row, plus the new ones. And I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. It just seems tedious. Same old bosses. It's obviously a challenge, but it's more of a challenge of endurance more than anything else. You know, I'm more of a like, yeah, just beat the boss. You know, I don't want to go through all these other bosses just to fight out. But, I mean, the reward of getting the costumes was enough for me. I don't want to like do it all over again. But yeah, that's kind of what I did off screen. Also, someone rated my message. But yeah. Oh yeah, first time something I didn't mention actually. So I also beat the game on Charmless as well. If you didn't know what Charmless is, if you never played Sekiro, I guess, or you know, well, you've never like explored the New Game Plus version of Sekiro anyway. There's Kuro's Charm, I guess. I can't really show it right now because I'm already in the middle of my playthrough right here. I don't want to go back, but in the beginning of the playthrough, after you beat the game once, either in New Game Plus, I believe you can also start in a normal New Game. You can also give away something called Kuro's Charm, you know, which appears in the inventory. Basically, you talk to Kuro in the prologue, and he asks, you know, what do you want? And you can give to him, you know. And he even says like, "Are you sure you want to give this to me? Because this has protected you from, you know, danger or whatever, you know." But you can also just say, you know, suffering is my desire or whatever. And basically, when you do that, it unlocks like really, really hard mode. Like, you know, similar to the Demon's Bell, it just makes the enemies a lot harder. I don't remember the specifics, but I believe their like postures like a lot higher and things like that. But the biggest difficulty is the fact that you can't just block anymore. You take chip damage from blocking, I guess. Right? That's the idea. So you have to perfectly deflect everything, no matter what. Otherwise, you will die really easily. I mean, I can show off right here, see? So, you block. Oh, actually, oh, this guy, does not do enough damage for it to matter. I do have Charmless on, right? There's an icon on the bottom left that shows it, so I guess he just doesn't do enough damage. Never mind that. I was gonna show like how he does chip damage, but hello? You just not do enough damage to damage me or something? That's weird. I didn't even notice that. Okay, whatever. But yeah, Charmless is pretty hard. I mean, basically you unlock the equivalent of like very hard mode, especially if you also put on a demon belt, which I do have on, just because I guess you know, just for fun. Just put on the most hardest challenges in the game on for fun. You can get the demon belt pretty early on, actually. I didn't really notice it the first time when I played it, or when I played this game. But you can actually go directly to Senpo Temple and the demon bell activation thingy. If you go past the headless near the beginning in the Ashina outskirts, you know, through that little cave, there's like a little like shinobi wall that teleports you to Senpo Temple. But yeah, you can activate pretty early on. You can't activate in the very beginning though. But anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, what I want to do though, before I fight the bosses, because you know I just want to show it off, is also using the sake, which I haven't really done in my initial playthrough. So I'm gonna do it now. Just to, you know, get some lore, I guess. It's the little lore that I missed. I haven't actually used it yet because I was just gonna have it in like one recording, I guess. So I just kind of saved up my sake, and now I can get all the sake conversations. I guess I'll just show it all. I believe you can get sake conversations with the sculptor, Emma, and old man Isshin, right? And you give them, I guess, like 4 different kinds each. And hopefully I have enough. I think I do. I think I counted just to make sure. But I'll go through all of them. I don't remember because I used it like once or twice, but I'll just show it all. But let's see. Here we go. Have some Ashina sake. We're just going to listen to the dialogue for a little bit.
うまそうな茶じゃ。もらうとするか。しみれ。こいつを飲んでるとエマの父を思い出す。
エマ殿の父上とは
道元。あいつは希代のクス師だった。そしてからくりにも明るい。いや、からくりバカの息か。ちとふざけたやつだが、わしの恩人よ。ああ、お前さんの恩人でもあるぞ。
どういうことだ。
腕を失ったわしに道元が作ってくれた。今はお前さんの左腕にあるそいつをな。もっとも義手作りも初めは思うようにいかず、幾度も幾度も作り直してくれた。
どうした。
忍び義手をまともに動かす修練じゃと言ってな。エマにせがまれ、駒やら何やら掘らされたものじゃ。そうしたことを重ね、忍びの牙と呼べる代物となった。いわば忍び義手は道元の忘れがたみじゃ。
忘れがたみ。
随分と経つ。忍びを捨てたわしじゃが、それだけは捨てられなんだわ。
Alright. You know, I mixed up the name Dogen, by the way. There's like another NPC in the abandoned dungeon called like Dojin. You know, Dojun, and like Dosaku, I think. It's like a weird like split personality thing. I don't think I showed it in my playthrough, but basically it's like a little side quest involving him. It's kind of like a disappointing side quest, to be honest, because like you send like one of 2 NPCs to the dungeon, and then they basically get experimented on. It kind of like ruins their like whole like quest line, right? I think you send like the guy that's obsessed with the shamisen, or the guy that is obsessed with the pinwheels. You send one of 2 to the abandoned dungeon, and then that weird doctor guy experiments on them. It just ends up with you like killing both of them. So it just kind of ruins the other quest lines. You know, it's kind of like sort of like what's his face, Laurentius, I guess. You know, there's always like an NPC that kind of betrays you, quote unquote. I guess that's kind of like that, though. Well, no, it doesn't feel like that too much though. I know in Dark Souls, and I think in Demon Souls as well. I can't remember in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 and 3. Was there like a Laurentius kind of NPC? I don't remember at this point. I mean, probably. But there's always, in the From Software games, there's always like one NPC that you do a quest for that kind of ruins, in some way or another, like kind of ruins another part of your game, you know? But anyway. But I didn't show it off because it didn't seem all that interesting, to be honest. But yeah, there you go, Dogen. A little bit about Dogen, where the Shinobi fan came from. I think we saw that a lot before, but I'll show it again. But here's some unrefined sake as well. Here you go. This is like a drinking party. Let's give everybody sake.
もらうとしよう。
口に合わぬか。
いや、うまい。じゃが、傷がうずくのよ。
その左腕か。
この酒を好きなお方に切り落とされたのじゃ。
それは
一心様よ。
何故一心様が。
切ってくださったのじゃ。飲まれかけたわしのためにな。
何に飲まれかけたのだ。
修羅。まあ信じるか信じないかはお前さん次第じゃが、せいぜい気をつけな。修羅の影にな。
All right. So that's kind of allusion to the sure ending as well. I think we saw that dialogue too. I can't remember. Also reference to, I believe, the Ashina cross technique did mention that. I mean, the Ashina cross is made from the Ashina style, which is, created by Isshin Ashina, right? The leader of the Ashina clan and the Ashina swordsman style, Ashina. But the Ashina cross technique refers to like how Isshin bragged about how he cut Ashura's arm. So that's a reference to that, I guess. He was on the verge of becoming Shura, just like in the Shura ending where Sekiro becomes Shura. I guess similar to the way, I mean, from what I've read, apparently it's not exactly the same, but it's kind of like how like he turns into a demon near the end of the game as well. When you fight the demon hatred, that was the sculptor. I think I said that. I'm not sure. But you'll learn more about that, and then, I believe if you go through all his dialogue, actually, Sekiro does mention that he knew who the demon was, so I don't think I got that dialogue, but yeah. Anyway, here's some monkey booze, by the way.
酒を持ってきた。
More sake.
猿酒か。
Saru sake?
相も変わらず辛い酒だ。だが、これが懐かしい。
よく飲んでいたのか。
猿どもの住む谷。そこで忍び修行をしておった。
一人か。
いや、二人でじゃな。わしらははぐれ忍び。まともな死はもはやおらなんだ。故に落ちれば死ぬる谷でただひたすらにかけ飛び刃を交える。そのような修行を重ねた。じき猿と変わらぬほどには動けるようになったわ。修行に飽きるとわしはこの猿酒を飲んだ。そしてあやつの泣き虫の指笛を聞いた。
泣き虫。
変わった指輪があってな。それをはめて指笛を吹くと谷に悲しげな音が 響き渡るのじゃ。不思議とわしはその音が好きでな。よう吹いてもらったものよ。
All right. So yeah, that's a reference to. I don't think I got that dialogue before. That's a reference to his training partner, which I don't think we get. I don't remember if we ever get her get the name, but let's see. It's a reference to this prosthetic tool, the finger, which I believe. Well, it was. He said it was a ring, so it was a ring that we initially found in the Guardian Ape. So we assume that person's dead. But that's how we use the ring and turn into a finger whistle. Yeah, it even has unique dialogue where he says, to take care of it, and how it has like a very beautiful sound or whatever. There you go. It says Kingfisher, so I guess the name is Kingfisher. Which, by the way, I guess all the shinobi, by the way, have like animal names. Like owl. Sekiro is technically like wolf. One-armed wolf. I believe his shinobi name. I think it was orangutan. I think Emma mentioned it. It seems all the ninjas in this game just they all have animal names, They're all secretly furries. No, but yeah, it even says here, like, kingfishers etched on the ring. The kingfisher's cry could be heard along the waterfront of Second Valley. Now she cries no more. So it's a reference to that. And it also has a special ability to, I believe, stun apparition-type enemies as well. So maybe it's kind of like, her cry from the grave or whatever. Something like that. There's like a whole little like, interesting little like backstory involving the sculptor and this other character that we never really meet, but is referenced to, right? I mean, typical From Software, Dark Souls-ish kind of like world building, which I like actually. It's cool. I don't know. It's like a good combination of like, I guess scraps of like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I like that kind of lore, where it's kind of like you can see how it manifests in the world, but also it's not like just like directly just reading it from a book, like Skyrim / Oblivion, Elder Scrolls style, where you just read a book about how this character go on an epic journey or whatever, and then that's it. It's like I want to see like real, like actual references in the world that you are playing in, right? I don't know. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I want to give another drink as well. I want to give the Dragon Spring Sake, which you get. Well, I actually get it from multiple ways, I guess. But I believe it's a reference to the Fountainhead Palace, right? How like the waters from that place. I don't know if it's made from the waters. Isn't that like bad? Like we drink like actual waters, you become like fish people. I don't know. Maybe it's before that. But anyway, I think it's different from the actual waters.
随分途上物だ。もらうとしよう。実にしみる。やはりこれじゃ。よく道元と飲み交わしたもんだ。エマに釈放してもらってな。
エマ殿と長い付き合いなのか。
ああ。ずいぶん前に戦場で拾った。
戦場。
じーっと
ずっと
握り飯を睨んできてな。面倒だからくれてやった。そしたら何やらついてきてな。それからなんだかんだあって共にアシナに厄介になることになった。道元の養女になったのもその時よ。まあどこだろうが忍びといるよりはよほど幸せじゃろう。
Okay, so that's his relationship with Emma, I guess. Kind of like a pseudo, I don't know, guardian figure, something. I don't know what we call it, but kind of like a parental figure, sort of. They talk, I guess, sometimes. But she's basically like a daughter to him. There you go. That's all his little dialogue right there. I believe you get all the dialogue, and I think maybe if you do, I'm not sure entirely, but maybe you get some other dialogue, like you gotta like eavesdrop on him when you do one of the other endings, I think. Then you can then when you beat the demon hatred, and then you talk to that weird old lady that I don't know who she is, but the weird old lady that hangs out in that house around that area where you fight the demon hatred. Sekiro does mention that he does know who that demon was, and then it's just a slight change of dialogue. Really, it's not that big of a difference. He just says, like, "Yes, I know who it was," whatever. And then the old lady's like, "Oh, what a shame that he turned into a demon," and blah blah blah. And, not that much of a difference, but it's interesting that the game takes that into account. But there you go. That's his lore. I forgot to mention that as well. I just remembered. I mean, it's not that important, but I don't want to show it off again. Is the fact that you can actually give back the charm. By the way, I mentioned how this is like a charmless playthrough. You can actually, actually not give back. Or rather, get back the charm, and therefore get rid of the extra challenge. But if you do that though, through him, I don't want to press on just in case. Well, I think there's an option, but I don't want to accidentally like fat finger it because I actually don't want to get rid of the charmless challenge, because if you do get it back, you can't actually activate it again until you go to New Game Plus again, which will kind of ruin it because I actually want to fight the bosses without the charm, for the extra challenge. Because have you seen here? Because I got all the costumes and everything. By the way, this costume, I guess, is the costume that the Tengu has, Isshin. He has it when you see him sometimes. That's what it's based on. But I did beat them without the extra, like, charmless or any of the, difficulty modifiers, I guess. So I kind of want to beat them with the difficulty modifiers, just to see if I can, I guess. It's interesting. And definitely when you're like charmless or whatever, it definitely is a big difficulty spike, actually, especially in the beginning where you're so used to just blocking everything, you don't realize that actually I never really learned to really perfectly deflect a lot of the bosses in the beginning, so I had a really hard time, especially Lady Butterfly, I think. I mean, a lot of the bosses, Lady Butterfly, the bull again. I hate that bull. It's like, fight that bull again. Alright, I had to anyway. I was trying to think what else. Well, it's like really hard. I mean, a lot of the mini bosses as well. Basically, all the beginning bosses of the first part, which is I had to like relearn them. It took me as long as it took for me to even beat the bosses the first time. So that's how hard it was to activate Charmless again. But for the most part, though, there's some dialogue. Still, it's over there. But mostly for the most part, by the second part though, it gets a little bit easier, because by the second part I'm already deflecting everything anyway, so at least that's how I play the game. So it's not as hard, but it still took pretty long though. Anyway, why am I here? After I'm trying to think, this part of the game, I think this is after I beat Genichiro, by the way, and New Game Plus 3 though, but that's where I got up to. It's how I got all the skill points as well. Did I show off all the skill points yet, actually? I mean, I don't know if it matters, but basically got all the skill points. It's the most, I want to mention as well, this is the most tedious achievement to get, actually. One of the achievements is to get 100% of all of the skills. So that's what I did. Oh yeah, I never showed off Mortal Draw. Do I even have the Mortal Blade? I don't think I do. Or did I show it? I can't remember. Oh no, in my first playthrough I did, yeah. In the first playthrough I did have the Empowered Mortal Draw. I already showed it. It's just a basic charge attack of it. Anyway. But yeah, get all of it. I don't think there's anything all that interesting that was new necessarily. The only thing that's very tedious, because I got these last, the Shinobi's Karma and like Sculptor's Karma. It basically allows you to get like one, extra maximum spirit emblem each. And they're just really annoying because there's just no benefit to them. There's very little benefit for how long it took. Because the more levels you get, the more exponentially, exponential requirements. I don't know how to say. The more experience you need, exponentially. That's what I'm trying to say. So you just grind a lot. That's why I went to New Game Plus as well, because you get more experience in New Game Plus the further you go in. I believe the maximum is like New Game Plus 8 or 7. I can't remember. In terms of like how much experience you get, and also how hard the enemies get as well. Because in New Game Plus, enemies do get harder. I also want to say, if I want to mention something else, I can't remember now. Oh yeah, regarding experience as well. Technically, I mean, there's one benefit to Kuro's charm. Actually, if you give it away, you actually get a small boost in experience. So there's that too. That's part of why I wanted to give away the charm. It's very small though, not that much of a benefit for how hard to mix the game, but it's part of the fun to actually make the game harder because it'd be too easy. If I didn't have the charm now. Anyway, I also want to give some drinks to Emma. I'm gonna get her drunk too. Good. Give her like so much sake. Here, have Ashina sake.
酒を
あら
せっかくです。
あらあら
いただきましょう。
Drink that sake while I stare at you with my weird demon mask.
おいしい。くすしをしていると、こうして飲む以外にもお酒を使うことがあります。
清めなどか。
はい。他にも痛みが耐えられぬものに飲ませたりですね。ですがまだ子供の自分はお酒の匂いが苦手でした。
子供の頃からクス氏の手伝いを。
はい。死の道元様のお役に立ちたかった。兄弟子たちと競って患者の手当てをしたものです。この時世です。矢傷や刀傷を負った者も多かった。
そうか。どうした？
いいえ、それから時折忍びの者も参りました。一度とても困った患者が。
どう困ったのだ？
なかなかに喋らぬのですよ。どこが痛いのか、どれほど痛むのか、それがわからぬので並行しました。
そうか。
まるで人事のような物言い。
なんだと？
いいえ、何でもございません。
Okay. I think we saw that dialogue before. She really is like, I mean, I believe in every Souls game, in every From Software game. Well, maybe not every Software game. At least the Dark Souls series, even in Bloodborne, I think, there's always a waifu. There's always like a Firekeeper waifu that's always in your hub area. I guess, well, actually, the one exception is Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1, technically, you had like a Firekeeper, I believe, in Firelink Shrine, but you don't actually interact with her all that much, except for like a side quest. But in every other Souls game, or Souls-ish kind of game, there's always a waifu. That's basically like Emma, right? She's just around, cute anime girl, or whatever. Not really anime, but it's just kind of a trend. There's always that one NPC that's kind of like a young woman. It's like could probably be shipped together with the main character, probably. Or at least I feel like that's the feeling I get anyway. Though, is there any Sekiro fanfiction? Anyway, I don't know. People make fanfiction of Sekiro. I mean, then again, there's fanfiction and everything. I don't know. I wouldn't know though. I don't really read fanfiction. The only thing I know about fanfiction is how people make fun of fanfiction. But anyway, here's some unrefined sake. There you go. Drink it in front of me.
Isshin様がお好きなお酒ですね。いただきましょう。おいしい。何か話してください。
一つ聞きたい。
はい。
剣の死は誰だ？
剣。私はクス氏ですよ。
誰だ？
一心様です。ですが、ほんのたしなみです。
お主の剣気、とてもたしなみとは思えぬ。何のためだ？
人は切りません。
人は切らぬ。
はい。人を切りたいなどはつゆほども。ただ、鬼など出れば切りたいと思っています。
鬼。
本気に取らないでください。ほんのざれ言です。
Just a joke. Just a joke, bro. Just a prank. Okay, so that's an allusion to the short ending, definitely. And also, I guess, because I'm trying to think of the timeline, but yeah, the sculptor met Emma, I guess, when she was starving, I think, or something. I should forget what the sculptor said exactly, but, you know, they met a long time ago, and probably in between that time, he was consumed by the hatred of, like, you know, kind of like Sekiro, you know, the bloodlust of killing and things like that, almost became a Shura, and that's probably what prompted Emma to learn, you know, how to use a sword. Which is funny, I was looking for, like, where she put her sword. Where does she put her sword? I don't see her sword. Or is it, like, maybe in her dress right here? I don't see it. I don't know where the sword comes from. Maybe she's just hiding it, I guess, under her coat thing. But you know, I was wondering how Sekiro knew that. You know, how does he know that she knew how to use the blade? I don't think we see her use the blade unless we do the Shura ending. But yeah, she learned how to use the sword from Isshin in order to cut down the sculptor if he ever became a demon. I guess again. But obviously, the Shura ending, you know, she uses on you. Anyway. It's an interesting little detail. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, actually. That's just the gourd conversation. That's not what I'm interested. I'm interested in feeding this NPC lots of alcohol. Here, have some monkey booze as well. Sake.
猿酒ではありませんか。
何がおかしいのだ。
まずはいただきますね。辛い。そう、お猿。私は猿には何かと縁深いのです。
猿と。
はい。何せ私は猿に拾われた子です。信じていませんね。幼き日、戦場跡に一人、私は呆然と立っていました。何も泣くことも怒ることもできず、ただ呆然と。そうしたら猿が握り飯を食っていた。
猿がか。
はい、それはうまそうに恨めしいと思いました。そうしたら今度は猿が握り飯をくれたのです。とてもうまかった。
親切な猿だ。
誠に親切な猿でした。
Alright, so that's, I guess, again, reference to how the sculptor and Emma met as well. Also, whenever I hear, I think, I don't know if I'm hearing it correctly, but battlefield in Japanese, at least the way they're saying it, it sounds like Ikusaba. And I keep saying, the reason why I keep saying Ikusaba Mukuro, because I'm reminded of Danganronpa. There's like a meme involving that, Ikusaba Mukuro, the 16th student. They call them the ultimate despair, watch out for them or whatever. Anyway, that's kind of like a spoiler, but then again, Danganronpa is out of context. I feel like this is, you know, it's not much of a spoiler. But anyway, I gotta play Danganronpa 2. I want to finish like Danganronpa 2 and then do Danganronpa V3 because that's the one I haven't done yet. But anyway, there's a lot of games coming out though. Elden Ring is coming out like very soon as well. I want to play that, so I don't have time to play like a long visual novel, relatively long. Anyway, have some Dragon Spring sake. Don't turn into a fish.
酒を持ってきた。
あら、流泉ですね。いただきましょう。まったく。
どうした？
いいえ、この流泉を一心様が手に入れると、アシナの城にわらわらと人が集ってきて騒がしい酒宴が始まるのです。そういう時は道元様を置き去りに城の裏手など散策しておりました。
城の裏で何を。
そうですね。源の渦を。
それは何だ。
遠く源の水の流れいずる方角、そちらの方に見える大きな渦雲です。渦雲は雷をまとっています。源一郎殿はよく刀を振るっていたものです。その雷の渦雲を睨みながら。
Interesting. So I guess it's a reference to how like Genichiro learned to use lightning, right? Is that true, by the way? She mentioned if you look towards the rear end of the castle, I don't know if that's true. Like the rear end of the castle, there's like a spiral of clouds. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, right? I don't know if it's in the skybox, and I'm not sure which way is the rear of the castle, to be honest. Is that the... Can't tell. I mean, in a lot of From Software games, you can, like, see, like, other locations in the skybox, Which is kind of cool, because, like, it makes you feel like you're in the world. Even though if you know how games are programmed, not really, because every location is kind of, like, actually separate from the actual way everything is, I guess, rendered, But... like put an effort to make sure the world feels like it's interconnected. I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. It looks kind of blurry, so I can't tell. It reminds me of Simple Temple. Is that Simple Temple? It's because of the, the little red things, which I assume are trees. Red trees? Red trees. Like she mentioned spiral clouds in the rear of the castle. Maybe it's not a thing, but it'd be kind of cool if it was, like apparently like see clouds like shooting lightning. But I'm not sure which which way is the rear of the castle, and also which if she said look towards Fountainhead Palace. I'm not sure where that would be. Also, it's kind of like cloudy, so I can't really. I mean, ironically, it's cloudy, but also because it's so cloudy, I can't tell which cloud is the spiral cloud. Again, I wonder if it's actually a thing, or she's just making that up. It's not actually in the skybox. Anyway, it'd be kind of cool detail if it was. Maybe it is. I can't see it. Or maybe it's the wrong time of day. I also wanted to look at... I keep saying the Dragon Spring sake is from Fountainhead Palace and turns you to a fish, but is that actually true, or am I just making that up? From the Dragon Spring. Brewed by the Ashina Brewmaster with water from the Dragon Spring. Yeah, Dragon Spring. Well, then where's the Dragon Spring? Maybe I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm mixing it up because there is a quest. Because I showed it. I think there's a quest if you get Fountainhead Palace water, and then you give it to the monk in Mibu Village. He actually gives you Dragon Spring. A Dragon Spring sake. So maybe I'm mixing that up. I'm not sure. Anyway. So who's the last, NPC that we will give sake to increase our social link? We don't get an actual reward. The only reward we get is lore, by the way, but that's fine. I actually like lore. I like lore. I like a little bit of lore. So I believe you go here and talk to this old man and then give him a bunch of sake. Even though he's on his deathbed, might as well enjoy it. Enjoy his last moments just drinking a lot of beer. It's not really beer, but I don't know. I feel like some people I feel like some people get a little I don't know what the word is. There's a word. What's the word? For being splitting hairs, but there's a word for it. Anyway, I don't know. Sometimes I just call alcohol beer, even though beer technically is not all, not all alcoholic beverages are beers, I guess, but I mean, to me, it's the same, Anyway, have some sake. Here you go.
酒を。
おお、気が利くな。どれ？良い酒じゃ。勝ち戦の時はこうして飲んだものよ。芦名州の皆でな。
国取り戦の芦名州。
国取りか。取られたものを取り返したまでよ。
それは
もともとこのアシナは我らアシナ衆が暮らす地じゃった。源から流れいずる水、それをこよなく愛する民じゃ。ゆえに酒もうまい。じゃが我らは異端、そして弱い民じゃった。当然に蹂躙され服従を強いられた。ずっと長い年月な。源の水を祀ることすら許されぬ。そのざまではうまい酒を飲んでもまことには酔えぬ。
だが世が乱れた。
ああ、日の元の乱れが、この人死に絶えぬ戦の炎が、ひとたびは好機となり国取りを果たした。だが今は死地にある。ねえ、皮肉なことよ。
All right. Just a little background, I guess, just to confirm. Yeah, there was just like in the very beginning of the game, that little cutscene. It was like a little civil war where the Ashina clan got their land back. I guess. Well, he says, I guess it's kind of subjective. What do you mean by getting your land back? But that's what it was all about. During the whole like, I assume like during the Sengoku era. During the time where a bunch of clans kind of like try to carve their own, independence throughout Japan, and they all fought each other. There were alliances, there were like clans fighting each other, things like that. And Ashina was one of them, or whatever. Obviously, in a very like, I don't know what it is, but I mean, in a very fictional way, I guess. I think there was a real Ashina clan, but I'm not sure if literally that they use like immortal powers, and they had like a guy, like an old grandpa that like murdered they're like a leader from like another faction and took over the land and things like that. But it was during that time, I guess, when there was a bunch of war that was happening in the political background of feudal Japan. That's interesting. Anyway, sake. I think I gave this to him before, but I'll give it to him again. Yeah, it was the one that he gave to us, I believe. I'll just give it back to him. I don't drink. Here you go. You drink instead.
Genichiro はどうじゃった？
どうとは
刃を交えたのじゃろ。
ただ強かった。そして異様な技を。
ほう。
巴の雷とは一体。
それはの源一郎の死の技じゃ。なかなかに面白かったであろう。
死とは
巴。あれほどの使い手はそうはおらぬ。まるで舞のようにあの女は戦う。あやつの瞳を覗いておると、皆そこに引き込まれるような心地がしたものよ。見惚れて切られそうになるなど、この一心長く生きたが、あのひとたびのみじゃ。
Okay. Yeah, I remember that happened before. Oh, we can actually give him again? Another unrefined sake? I don't know how that works. But yeah, Tomoe. There's like a character that's mentioned a lot of times. I said like there's like I guess a corpse where like before you go to the Divine Dragon in the Fountainhead Palace that I thought kind of reminded me of Tomoe. But I think That's not true. I mean, the popular theory is to say that's not Tomoe. Tomoe is like just not in the game, as far as I know. But yeah, but she is. I believe she is from the Fountainhead Palace, right? There's a lot of hints that I can't remember the exact pieces of lore that says it, but there's a lot of hints that Tomoe and I believe the other guy, I forgot his name, but the divine heir before Kuro, they were both from Fountainhead Palace actually. Before everyone turned to fish, I guess. That's where they came from. I believe Tomoe was from the Okami clan, I think, something like that. And somehow she shoots lightning, right? Just like I didn't make the connection, but Tomoe shoots lightning, just like the Okami clan that we fight a whole bunch in the Fountainhead Palace. You remember those weird like samurai ladies that shoot like lightning balls and a lot of lightning things in general. So that's where it comes from. That's where she got that technique. And she passed it on to, I guess, Genichiro and also Isshin, by the way. I guess he also learned the technique. Maybe he just, he did the anime thing where he just learned it just from watching or something. He's just that powerful. Anyway, yeah, it's a shame that we don't ever actually meet Tomoe. It'd be kind of cool to have like a boss fight, involving her or something. It'd be kind of cool if that was like the kind of like DLC or something. But I don't think that's gonna be the case for this game. Maybe if there's Sekiro too, I don't know. Again, I can give him another sake. I mean, usually the way it works is give him like give an NPC one sake per like type, I guess. But I can give it to it again. I don't know. Does that do anything?
これをお主時にお主元刃をただ強くそして友
Yeah, okay, it's the same dialogue. Okay, maybe it's because maybe like you can give it to me again. That's so weird. It's like the option is not deleted. Maybe it's like maybe like every time you beat. Well, I don't say beat the game. Rather, every time you go through this part, when you beat the game, I guess maybe he gives you like a separate sake item that like kind of treats it as like not actually unrefined sake or something. So that's why the dollar repeats. I don't know. Anyway, here's some monkey booze. Are you gonna mention Ikusaba again? Because every time I give monkey booze to people, I mean, for one, they do a unique animation, by the way, every time they drink it. But also, they always mention the battlefield. But here you go.
酒をおおSekiro気が利くのおお猿酒ではないか火を吹くとはこのことよお主この酒の別の名を知っておるか知りません知らぬかこいつはな修羅酒とも言う昔わしは修羅をいや修羅のごときものを切ったことがあるそれは一体切り続けたものはやがて修羅となる何のために切っていたかそれすら忘れただ切る喜びのみに心をとらわれるのじゃお主の目にも修羅の影があるぞ、せいぜいわしに切られぬよう肝に銘じろ
That is true. He does try to kill us if we become Shura. Again, another allusion to the Shura ending. That's interesting, They give a lot of hints to what happens in the endings. And here I have some Dragon Spring sake. Here we go.
これをはあ流線かでかしたぞ赤炉たまらぬこの流線をわしが手に入れると嗅ぎつけたバカ者どもが飲ませろと集ってきたものじゃバカ者ども酒飲みながら十文字槍を手放さぬバカ者に人の酒を現実でかすめ取るバカ者杯片手に作りかけの義手をいじっておるバカ者それからでかい図体で すぐに真っ赤になる見かけ倒しのフクロウもな。
それは
お主の父もまたバカ者じゃったわ。
Interesting. And there you go.
行くか。
Just like Emma mentioned, every time he gets Dragon Spring Sake, a bunch of people would just, hang out, right? Also, what the heck? What? Suddenly battle! Who's attacking me? What the heck? I know there's enemies down there, I guess. What? Are they attacking me or something? They just suddenly attack me for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna bother. I mean, I believe in Dark... I don't know if it's the same as Sekiro, but I believe in Dark Souls, in the Souls games. Whenever you're like near an NPC, the way it's programmed around that safe area, it makes it so that you're basically invisible, I guess, usually. So it's usually safe around the NPC, but sometimes it glitches out, I guess. I believe infamously in Dark Souls 1, there's like a NPC you meet at a swamp, I believe. I can't remember her name. Quilana, I think. In that swamp area, even though it's programmed for you to be like safe while you talk to her, it glitches out because the way it's programmed, like enemies still attack you anyway, right? But anyway. But yeah. Isshin, Ashina, hung out with a bunch of people. I think he mentioned, like, that's interesting. He mentioned, like, a person who held, like, he says fools, but I think it's, like, singular fool, actually. It's, like, fools who held onto the cross spear. I think that was Gyobu, maybe, right? He had he gave, Gyobu Oniwa, right? The guy of the horse, one of the first bosses we fight. He got that cross spear from, Isshin, because that's the spear that he got from killing General Tamura, I think that's his name, in the very beginning of the game, in the cutscene anyway. So that's where the spear came from, I think. He mentioned fools who were playing illusion techniques, I guess. That's Lady Butterfly. Fools who were tinkering with the prosthetics. That's Lord Dogen, right? And then obviously Owl, that's how he knows us, I guess, because he knew us through Owl. I don't know, well, technically we were Kuro's bodyguard for a while, but we only worked closely with Kuro, not with the Ashina clan, I imagine. Because I believe the Hirta clan was like the vassal of the Ashina clan, kind of like, I guess, like the underlings, I guess you would describe them as. I'm not sure, but something like that. So I don't know how much Isshin Ashina knew of us, but I guess he might have known us through Owl. But yeah. So yeah, he mentioned, all the like little bosses we fought before. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Except, I guess, Lord Dogen. We don't fight Lord Dogen. And that's interesting DLC too, Lord Dogen, Lady Tomoe. I mean, it's kind of expanded, just like in Dark Souls, the DLC often does expand on characters that are mentioned but never met, right? Kind of like Artorias. That's kind of like a character that's kind of like famous, I guess. I'll say famous, quote unquote, but very known in Dark Souls because he was mentioned a lot in the original Dark Souls, and then the DLC kind of expanded on that, and we actually fight him and learn more about him and things like that, So that's a really cool DLC opportunity. Or would have been anyway. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to like meet Lord Dogen. Like, he's dead though, right? Or something. I shouldn't remember if how he died. Or maybe it's just old age. I don't remember actually. Did Emma mention it? I'm not sure. But it'd be kind of cool if we met like Dogen and Lord Tomoe, Lady Tomoe rather. But we don't. Well, that's too bad. Because I think they're dead. We don't really meet them because they're dead. But, I mean, you could travel back in time, right? The whole Hirta state thing. And technically, you can travel back in time in our minds. So, I mean, it's not I don't know what the word is. It's not out of the ordinary. That's not the right word. It's not crazy to think that we can, like, time travel back in time, to meet characters we haven't met before. Like Kingfisher, Tomoe, and, like Lord Dogen, things like that. Be kind of cool. I don't know. But anyway. But there you go. That's all the sake, I fed to all the NPCs that you can feed it to, I believe. Got some interesting little lore tidbits that I missed in my first playthrough. So I just want to do that real quick. Just to, just show it off, Again, stuff that I missed in my first playthrough, I think is interesting enough to show. The only thing that I'm missing maybe is like side quests, but, there's like little subtle differences in the side quests, how they conclude. But I mean, for one, it's kind of tedious to go to show it all. But I don't think it's all that important anyway. I think the lore involving the sake is more directly related to what happens in the game anyway. It's interesting. You learn more about the actual characters. But anyway. What else? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess the only thing I would do... I mean, for one, I would change form. So here's the original memories. That's us. Naturally, Wolf's original form. You get this one from being the game. I think I showed this already. And the original name of this shinobi was Sekiro. So I believe this is the sculptor's original form. Basically, this is what he looked like when he was a shinobi. And here's the Tengu, which is basically if you're Isshin Ashina's biggest #1 fan, you just cosplay as him, as the Tengu. If you see a rat, it must be killed. And finally, I feel like this is the coolest one. And the more, I don't know, coolest in terms of design, but also like lore-wise, here's the Shura costume you get from beating the Shura Gauntlet. And it's a memory show told by via Ashina folk song. Fields of body, mount of dead, down Dragon Spring River, our country bled, a fiery god, demon wolf in red. It rhymed. Amazing. Actually, I don't know. I wonder how it is in Japanese. I don't know if it would rhyme in Japanese. It's kind of like haikus, right? Haikus kind of like translate poorly in English, I feel like, because haikus make more sense in Japanese, where every syllable, is very strict in terms of pronunciation and things like that. It doesn't really fit in like English. Anyway, so let me just transform this real quick. It's cool, It's cool because it gets an idea. It gives you an idea how Sekiro would look like if you actually like play as him after the Shura ending. He just kind of like becomes very disheveled. He literally becomes a murder hobo, by the way. And he just goes around killing people. And he's just all raggedy. I don't know the word is, but he's always just messy. I don't know, it's kind of cool, kind of edgy, but like I like how different he looks, Like the Tengu costume is cool too, but it's like based on something we've already seen, right? I mean, that's the thing in a lot of From Software games as well. You can like cosplay as NPCs, right? Get armor from them and things like that. But I usually like, I mean, especially in games where you can make your own character, I like having kind of like a unique costume, even though this is not technically unique. But it's unique in terms of like, it's something we haven't actually seen before, It's not based on something in the past, but rather based on something of what could have been, I guess. Which makes it more interesting to me, I don't know. Yeah, he has like a little like eye patch as well. It's all burning on all that. I mean, that's probably like, again, it's kind of based on what a Shura would look like. Maybe he's not literally burning all the time, but I mean, kind of cool if maybe he just got so murder, happy that he literally burns because he's just that powerful, I guess. I don't know. Not sure how it works lore-wise, though. In terms of like, can he still die? Does he lose the pact that he had with Kuro? Or is it like... I mean, technically, you can only lose that pact if Kuro dies, right? But I don't know if he kills Kuro with the Mortal Blade or not. Like, I don't know if he keeps his immortality. Because if he does keep his immortality, without Kuro's consent, he would be a very powerful... monster. He just never dies. He just starts just killing everyone all the time, forever, until the end of all time. It also looks like he has chainmail, by the way. I'm not sure if that's chainmail or like some other kind of cloth. It looks like he's wearing chainmail. So maybe Sekiro was wearing chainmail this entire time, actually, under his old, I guess, his robes and all that, which makes sense, actually. That's how he would survive being slashed in the body, at least more than once. And I believe his eyes glow in the dark. I can't really show it right here. So maybe here's not really dark, but there's like a effect where his eyes glow in the dark. Maybe over here I can show. Is it dark over here? If I teleport all the way to the temple. No, over here's not that dark. I don't know, because his eyes glow when like normally when you have the original costume. Because he technically has night vision. It's like a in-game ability, actually, that you never really think about, I feel like. But actually, he does have night vision. His eyes glow a little bit. Which I think I confused with him, like, when he got the Mortal Blade the first time. I thought his eyes changed or something, but maybe it was just dark, That's all it was. But in the Shura costume, his eyes glow red, basically. Maybe I'll show that later. Anyway. There you go. Showing off his costume. So the last thing I'm probably going to do is just do Reflection of Strength. So Reflection of Strength allows you to fight all the bosses you fought before. In order to unlock the new bosses, basically, you just got to fight them once in the gauntlet, and then you unlock them. So it basically allows you to practice fighting them until you actually fight them in the gauntlet. Again, I don't feel like fighting the gauntlet. I feel like it would take too long, and it would be a lot tedious, I feel like. You know, I did it on my own time, but I'd rather not do it and also have Charmless on. You know, it'll just make it really hard and frustrating, I feel like. I think it's enough just to show off the new bosses in general. You know, maybe I'll try Moral Journey a little bit, just once maybe, but I guess we'll see. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I just want to show off the new bosses. I don't know how long this will take, to be honest. I do have Charmless on. I did practice a little bit, you know. I fought them without, or rather with the charm, technically, you know. Like, I fought them normally, basically. But I never fought them, well, not very frequently without the charm. Anyway. So I'm not sure if this is going to take like 10 minutes or like 5 hours. I guess we'll see. But there's good 3 bosses, and let's see if we can beat them. You know, all in a row. Well, maybe not directly, but like one after the another. Anyway. And I'm showing them because I think they're unique enough to warrant recording the fight and everything, right? It's a new challenge. They have a lot of new moves. I don't know if I'm going to talk a whole bunch though, because it is actually really hard, but I guess we'll see. So this guy, okay, Genichiro, Genichiro has new moves, and I'm already dead. Okay, good. Never mind that. Over there, how much if I need a cut? But basically, Genichiro has a lot of new moves that you gotta take into account. You gotta perfectly deflect that. You can dodge under the third slash, but I don't want to get used to that because his third form, you can't actually dodge under that move. Hold on, let me just heal a little bit. Generally, it's not that bad at healing. In front of Genichiro, he often just does the charged bow attack, which is easy to dodge, but sometimes he does a different move though. He does this move. I usually don't like to, you know, deflect those attacks because I have Charmless now. If you don't deflect perfectly, you get chipped, which is bad. It builds up, you know. You can't just block everything right now. This Charmless is making the game a lot harder. You have to deflect at least most of the moves, otherwise you will die, basically. I believe posture in general is also like, it just recovers slower. So you're always in danger of losing all your posture. I think the best strategy, by the way, for the most part, is just to be more aggressive, I think. But yeah, sometimes when I be too aggressive, though, I end up taking too much damage. But generally speaking, for Genichiro, though, he sometimes, like, after he blocks, you gotta heal. Sometimes he doesn't move, and then you just hit him out of it. Yeah, that move, it took me a bit to learn that, actually. You gotta go boop, boop, boop. And maybe when definitely I get rusty and I forget how to block it. I like to heal up. Oh, dodge that, okay. Yeah, usually it's safe if you just run away. Oh, okay. You know, that move, by the way, that multi-hit move, I don't like deflecting it because I often sometimes miss a few and then I get chipped. But also, if you actually move away too far away from him, he does a different move. He transitions to a different move, and sometimes he does a different move anyway. Oh, there you go, see? And also builds on my posture way too high. Bad. Okay, sometimes it's just better just attack. Ah. That's bad. Oh. Oh. Oh, gotta be careful of that. I should do a charge attack, actually. Yeah, I should do a charge attack after he does the 3-hit combo. Which I believe is, what's it called again? Sakura's Fall or something? You learned that move. You should learn that move yourself. Or I hate that move too. The one where you slash 3 times in the air, you actually learn that move if you defeat the gauntlet. I hate that move too. I don't know why I can't block that very perfectly. Okay, when he does that, by the way, when he does like 2 arrow shots into a slash, it's always... Be careful, doesn't do... Okay. When he does 2 arrow shots into a slash, which is new, by the way, that's a new move too. Similar to what we can do. You throw a shuriken and then you slash. That's a move you can learn. He often does the 3-hit combo, which does a lot of damage, by the way. It's a lot of damage. Oops, I didn't have enough. There's again. Always the second hit I had to get used to. It's always like doot doot doot, you know? A bit of delay for the third one. The second one comes up pretty quickly. Oh, I didn't deflect it properly. That move, though, when he does a jump, by the way, he always does a stab in this version. Ironically, in the normal version, he actually mixes it up. Sometimes does a sweep and all that, but... in this version, I believe he always stabs no matter what, so it makes it easy to predict that. The slur form, though, he does mix it up. I believe you can do like 3 versions, where you can like slash, or rather he can like stab, sweep, or do a normal slash, which is hard to get used to as well. If you don't recognize it as soon as possible. Okay, can also be more aggressive. Second form is basically most of the same, I believe. Yeah, always get chipped. I don't know how to block that perfectly. I think I did it once, but obviously not very frequently. Yeah, if you be more aggressive, he's actually pretty predictable. And you can actually, I mean, if you're really good, you can just corner him. Often backs off and does that move though, which I hate. He does it like right in the corner. Oh. It's bad, but that's fine. I don't know the pattern of that bow attack. I'm never sure how to actually block it. There you go. Now for slur phase, which is at the same time harder and easier. But I guess we'll see how this goes. So when he does this one, you normally in his first phase, you can actually dodge under him. What the heck is he doing? I actually never seen that move before. Just trick real quick. Yep. Oh, okay. So trick, by the way, you gotta deflect twice. So that's the biggest trick about this fight. You can't just deflect the lightning once. You have to deflect it twice. He deflects your deflection, you gotta deflect his deflect with your deflect, basically. But yeah, in his first form with that 3-hit combo, you can actually duck under his 3rd spin attack, but in this form you can't. So that's the thing I learned too. So that's why I prefer just simply... Oh, damn it. Nah, I'm dead. I have resurrection, but... That's why I've learned to just deflect the 3-hit combo instead of trying to like do something fancy and try to like duck under it or whatever. And there you go. Again, I said before, like this fight can be hard or easy depending. You do a lot of damage if you just deflect the lightning properly. So if he just does this and you deflect it, you basically win. Just like the original Genichiro, really. His biggest weakness is his strongest attack, technically. Okay, I don't know. I'm dead. Alright, try again. Alright, I said before how, like, this might take a while. I almost first tried it. We're gonna have to do that again. I was gonna say though, his lightning attack is a lot. It's like his strongest attack, but also his biggest weakness. You know, that's kind of like a theme. I feel like in Genichiro. Seems very powerful, but actually has a very big weakness. Let's try again. Hopefully this won't take too long. I was considering just cutting as well on YouTube if the fights take too long. Guess we'll see. I hate deflecting that attack. Sometimes I end up doing it anyway when I'm too close. Takes too much of my posture. Again, yeah, be aggressive, but at the same time, if you're too aggressive, I feel like he kind of backs off and does the arrow attack, which I don't like. Sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes he backs off and does like machine gun arrow attack. I hate. That catches me if I'm just spamming. It still does damage to me anyway, even if I'm not spamming. Yeah. Like I wish. I mean, oh, well, that's bad. I'll just drink here. Oh, just the pellet as well. Why not? Cover my posture. No, stop it. Like, even if he, like, backs off into a corner, you know, sometimes I hesitate and I still just let him do the bow attack. Again, remember when he does one bow shot and then charges, he's actually vulnerable. It's only when he does two bow shots and then does the little dash. That's when he does the 3-hit combos, when you should be careful. I've noticed as well, sometimes in this game you can actually do partial deflects, which doesn't help, I guess. Partial deflects doesn't do anything. I guess if you're on Charmless, it seems. You still get the chip damage. There you go, just deflect them in the air. I'm always careful when he backs off. Like, if you spam while he backs out, I mean, sometimes you can catch him, but I feel like if you're not in the right distance, you'll just end up getting hit by a whole bunch of arrows, which is really bad. I think sometimes he doesn't attack after that as well, if you don't deflect his last attack. So I'm careful there too. Not sure though. And sometimes you get... Oh, I was gonna say... What? Stop it. Okay, let me just drink. A little drink. I was gonna say, sometimes you get lucky and you get him stuck in a combo where he just constantly tries to back off and you keep hitting him, but at that time, I got hit instead. I'm just gonna drink real quick. A little sip. Yeah, I almost got too greedy and kept trying to hit him while he was already in the air. Bad. Good thing I did not get punished. Oh my god. See, I hate that move. His last attack, so there's a delay on it. I'm not sure he's supposed to block that. I don't know the timing. Just whatever. I just let him do his thing. I'll shoot the jump stomp or whatever, but I wasn't thinking about it. It does, when he does that sweep sometimes, it doesn't look like a sweep. It just looks like a horizontal splash through your body. So, like, instinctively, I just don't jump. Or do the jump stomp anyway. I don't remember to anyway. Drink. Ah, damn it. I wanted to drink at full health, but maybe I'll wait until it's safe. Now it's safe. Okay, see, he changes, he mixes it up. What? Heck? Okay, good. I didn't die. I guess the game doesn't kill you if you actually deflect the lightning properly. The heck? What? I got it. I thought I got it too. Anyway, I'll run away real quick and just heal up. Oh, that didn't work. Weird. You know, use a stab after that. Same trick as the normal version. Run. Alright. You technically can use consumables actually, but feels like cheating. I don't know. I'll try to do it without it. You know, like extra consumables, like the rice and all that. Actually, don't know what button I pressed there when he did the stab. Kinda just panicked. Ah! Okay, I panicked. Try again. Third time's the charm, right? Yeah, you can use the rice and all that. Rice and like the sweet rice. I have like a whole bunch of items actually that just full heals you. At least a few. Because I played through the game multiple times already at this point. Off screen. I don't know, it feels like cheating. Some people would say healing in general is cheating, you know? You should beat the game without getting hit once. Just no hit. No healing. No attacking. No deflecting. Just beat the boss with your words, you know? Just stare at them until they die. And that's the true, you know, way to fight the bosses. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes he does that, by the way. If you're too far from him, then he chases after you when he does the combo. Oh my god. His bow attacks, they're the worst. You know, Genichiro, and he uses freaking bow. It's the equivalent of his grandfather, you know? Taking out the gun. The gun, I feel like, is actually not as bad as the bow. The bow just, like, actually makes me more angry. It catches me all the time. I at least expect it. Posture. I was worried to block the last one. Yes, I remember in the first, when we fight Genichiro normally, when you block the last hit of his combo, then he's actually free to get hit. That's why he does a stab in his third phase to trick you. But I don't know if you can do it in this Genichiro. For some reason, I always keep missing it. See, I'm not close enough. There we go. Okay, I blocked that. Alright. I'm learning that pattern. But I didn't learn that. Oh, get away from me, Genichiro. Stop it. Stop, like, circling around me. Like Dark Souls PvP. Didn't time that correctly. Just give me some of my health back, please. Attack you some more. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. Oh, and he transitioned. Yeah, he does a lot of mix-ups with that combo. Maybe the second phase he does that. I'm not sure. I'll use a pellet. I'll use another pellet, just right in front of him. He does this again. Look at my posture. Your posture goes up, by the way, even if you perfectly deflect it. I'm not sure if it's a charmless thing, but definitely it goes up even if you perfectly deflect everything. Technically, if you perfectly deflect everything, you never get posture broken if you're just perfect, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I'm only human. That's why I gotta be careful and not have my posture filled anyway. Just do everything perfectly, and then, you know, then you win, obviously. I mean, I think I've heard of, like, I've heard Sekiro being compared to like a rhythm game. I guess that's kind of true. But I've always treated like the games more like, I mean, in a way, more like Punch-Out, actually. You learn patterns and all that. I mean, just like a lot of retro old school games. You learn like boss patterns and enemy patterns and all that. And the idea is that every enemy can be defeated if you just simply learn the patterns. Just like Punch-Out, right? I mean, in its most pure form, a video game like Punch-Out, which if you didn't know is, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty famous game, but it's like a boxing game, right? Like more like a video game boxing game where, oh, I somehow did not get hit by that anyway. Where you fight a bunch of like boxing opponents as Little Mac, like a little character. I think there's like few sequels, I guess. I mean, there's one in the Wii as well. That's like the newest one. There hasn't been a more modern one recently, I don't think, as far as I know. There's the original one. Oh, I died. On the NES, isn't there like an arcade one? But there's also one on the Wii. But yeah, it's just, you fight boxing opponents, they always do like very predictable patterns, kind of very much like Dark Souls. And you just gotta learn the patterns and then know how to dodge and know how to block them and all that. And that's how I treat the Souls games, you know? It's basically Punch-Out for me. That's why I do like fighting the bosses. Despite how frustrating they are sometimes, but it's fine. A little move there. I don't know why he sort of kind of wiggles when he does that move. I don't know what it is. Something to do with the physics. Okay. Again, third phase Genichiro can be super hard or really super easy. If he just does this move 100 million times, then yeah, he can be super easy. There you go. Inner Genichiro. Genichiro? He's freaking dead. Good. Have some oil. Splash in your face. Good. Alright. So yeah, definitely very hard. I mean, I beat him charmless, so that's good. But definitely, I fought him a whole bunch without or rather with the charm, and he was still pretty hard. But when I was learning anyway, his fight. He's very difficult. A big difficulty spike compared to his original form. Original form, I mean, comparatively, if you already like beat the game, it's very easy, right? But like this form, it's like he's a real boss. He's learned a lot of different moves that could kill you so easy. You gotta learn. It's like, I mean, the biggest thing is like 3-hit combo as well. And the trick with the lightning where you gotta deflect twice. I mean, definitely you can always just use umbrella. Actually, I don't know. I always restrict myself to not using the umbrella because I think it's just easy mode. It's like having a shield in Dark Souls. I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of using the shield. It's like an easier deflect. But why would you want to like make it easier when you can just learn it more consistently? Just deflect normally. I don't know. Anyway. Not saying like I'm the best or anything. I mean, definitely there are people who probably play Sekiro just way better than me. There's always very top. The skill cap is very high for these type of games. But I don't know, I don't like using the umbrella. I feel like it's just too cheap for me. Anyway, that's Inner Genichiro down, 1 down, 2 to go. So he's like one of the biggest difficulty spikes. Actually, might as well show his thing. Because normally you would get, if you beat him in the gauntlet, you actually get his thing. You get this, the remnant. You increase your attack power, which doesn't really matter in the gauntlets, actually. They don't, because your attack power, actually, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the gauntlets and the reflection of strength, they actually don't give you any extra stats beyond health. Health and, like, I guess resurrection nodes. But your attack power is, like, fixed. So you don't actually get better attack power. Even then, after a certain point. Even after your first playthrough, your like attack power is pretty much near maxed anyway. You get really low diminishing returns after a certain point already, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, and Genichiro, technically you get like a thing, you get a memory first, but then you use it, and you get the remnant as well. A young Genichiro watches Tomoe dance, her moves held secrets in the height of technique that not even a lifetime could attain. Yet memory, after countless bouts with his more enemy, Genichiro had at last reached those heights. So he reached, to a point where he was actually a challenge, basically. Because normally he's actually just a weakling, comparatively anyway, to the rest of the bosses in the game. But it's funny how like it's weird because like he achieved, he did it. He became super powerful in Sekiro's mind. He doesn't actually exist. He's just in your mind. Technically, he's like an imaginary friend. Imaginary rival? I don't know. But the real Genichiro is not actually this strong. So he's just exaggeration. But if I Inner Father next, which is funny because it's the Inner Father, it's like the father of a memory, but also within deeper inner memory, so even harder. it's like double memory. But let's fight Inner Father as well. Why not? And by the way, in these gauntlets, you can actually heal per boss fight. So when you fight like each boss in the gauntlet, when you beat them, you can just heal up. So again, I feel like that's why it's a little tedious. Anyway, so just fight the same bosses. Also, I'm already dead. That's so rusty. I don't know. Anyway, Inner Father, by the way, no introduction to him. He's much more trickier than his normal version, I would say. The point where I'm already dead. I'm almost already dead. Actually, I already died. I would say he's a lot like Lady Butterfly, basically. I mean, he's one of those bosses that recovers posture really quickly, so you gotta get rid of his health, basically. But you gotta be careful sometimes. If you're too aggressive, he actually does things like teleport and stuff like that. So you gotta be careful. Not to be too aggressive. And not to trade like that. I'm already at a really horrible start, by the way. This is like bad. But basically, no one does that. See, sometimes he teleports. Oh my god. And he's already killed me. Good. And that's an introduction to Inner Father. Good. Amazing. Wow. I didn't do anything there. I can't even like point out like what moves were new. I don't really remember now, actually, compared to like the normal father version. I don't remember. I guess we'll see. I mean, I know his second form, there's a lot of new moves he has. He seems mostly the same, though. Ah, he does this move, yeah. That's a move we actually, one of the first moves we learned. And already dead. I don't do this badly, I swear. I just gotta get used to him again. But yeah, that's a spinning move, which one of the first moves we can learn in the skill tree as well. So he has a lot of moves that, again, a lot of moves that we have. You know, a lot of these inner bosses seem to just copy our own moves, by the way. At least Genichiro and inner father, Otosan. You're scared of teleporting. I mean, oh yeah, I mean, I forgot to mention, actually, the teleporting is new. I assumed it was just default, but actually it is new. Actually, when he teleports and all that. It's based on the feather that we have as well. Again, based on our own skill set. You know, at least he backs off a whole bunch, by the way. That's one thing that's different. So it actually is safe to heal if he backs off and all that. As long as he doesn't teleport like that. Alright, let's do a fireworks attack. Backs off, I'll heal a little bit. Jump. There's this move. Always delay a little bit. That move, I mean, just like his first form, can mix up. You know, it can change depending on where you are. If you try to dodge too early, he'll do a horizontal attack. If you try to run away, he'll actually charge at you. So it's actually better just to wait, you know? At least that's how I dodge it anyway. He does the big slam, just wait until he's vulnerable and then attack. And I'm dead. There's also that too, I guess. You know, that never happened to me a lot when I was practicing with him. But that is a move he has, I mean, even in the original form. Even the original form, when we fought him the first time, at the top of Ashina Castle, he actually can death blow you, you know? Something I didn't really think about when I fought him, but he actually can death blow you. If your posture is broken, he does the same thing as what you would do as Sekiro, right? You just instant kill the enemy when you break the posture. It makes sense because that's where you learn the move from. It's from Owl. Okay, gotta get into the groove again to find this guy. He's actually quite vulnerable a lot of times. Well, I'm not sure how to take advantage of all the opportunities, but sometimes when you're really aggressive, he just keeps getting hit. You know, he like doesn't block every attack for some reason. And I'm already dead. Really? I just want to heal. Just let me heal. Gosh. It's annoying though because again he has high posture recovery, so in order to like beat him, you gotta like whittle down his vitality. You can't just win from just simply blocking everything. That move. I think he does that move in the first one as well. Throws a shuriken, does a slam. That move I always do the same. Just wait a little bit and then just dodge. Just dodge. See, lol. Ah! That's the problem of being too aggressive. He teleports and then just kills you. Alright. This is dying a lot faster than Genichiro. I was expecting to die so quickly. So often. Try again. Again, I wonder how much I'll I'll cut for you, depending on how long it takes. If it takes more than an hour, you know, basically. What the heck? Again, I gotta deflect properly, perfectly rather. I can't just block with Charmless. If I wasn't using Charmless, then I could just block normally. Just manage my posture that way, but you gotta do it perfectly. Now when he teleport, by the way, when you attack him, he always does a 2-hit combo. It seems you just block twice, or deflect twice rather. Ow. I mean that's fine actually. When he does a kick, he actually doesn't damage you. He just does posture damage. Can't be too greedy. What are you doing? He always just jumps back and does nothing. It seems. A lot of the time anyway. Ah, oh, damn it. I want to hit him out of it, because I think you can hit him out of it. Whatever. Oh, he teleports out of that. What the heck? I don't remember doing that before. And hitbox. Good. Amazing hitbox. He does that move. I can't really punish him. I'm just gonna heal real quick. I didn't block it there, but I noticed that whenever he turns his back to you, he always does a 2-hit combo. And obviously when he shoulder bashes you, he always does the firework combo. Just things to take note of, I guess. Yeah. Shoulder bash equals fireworks. You gotta remember to get out of there as quickly as you can. Thought I blocked that. Pellet as well. I really want to make sure my health is high, because otherwise my posture recovery is bad. Yeah, do that move. It's actually more damage, really, if he does that move. If you can hit him while he's charging up his big slash, and then just dodge and hit him again, that's more damage. Oops. I mean, just jump like that, but that's fine. Actually, I was about to do a charge attack, but I remember, don't do charge attacks against Owl. I mean, you can if he's vulnerable, but it's kind of risky, because sometimes if you time it wrong, he can actually Mikiri counter you, so that's really bad. Don't let this guy Mikiri counter you. Ah, he hit me through my chip. Hit me through my potato chip. Can't believe he did that. So yeah, you can definitely die if you're just blocking instead of deflecting. That's why Charmless is so challenging, right? You gotta learn the fights properly instead of just blocking everything. Yeah, sometimes if you just keep slashing, sometimes it's actually better. Go. And pellets, no. I'm gonna heal up just in case. Alright, well here's where things get different. I wouldn't say harder, but definitely different. He does this, yeah. Yeah, he has a thing where sometimes he jumps at you. And, well, we'll see, I guess, but he sometimes does a slash where it's like delayed, or sometimes it comes up really fast. You just gotta know which one, and if you deflect it, he either does the slow attack, or he does the a sweep. You know, so you gotta pay attention. Okay, these are combo, and I'm already failing. Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna heal up. Yeah, he does that combo too, and he has 2 variations of that as well. Also, the owl attack is new, depending on well, I missed it. Depending on how the owl attack is. Depending on the owl attack, it either comes on the side or kind of like a sweep. Which I've learned to just, you know, accept that I gotta jump. Because I remember the original... I keep missing it, okay. I remember in the original Father fight or whatever, I was stubborn, I didn't want to like jump it, but I gotta jump, I guess. Teleport like that. Sometimes it's better to just run away instead of trying to deflect. Just do this. If you're fast enough, you can actually get hit on it. Okay, see? If there's a symbol, which I never noticed when I found the first, sometimes it doesn't show up, I feel like. You gotta like jump over it, because technically it's a sweep. But sometimes it's not in this version of the fight. So that's why you gotta side dodge instead, at least that's how I do it anyway. And yeah, there's also 2 variations of his 3-hit combo as well. Or I say 3-hit combo, it's kind of like it's not really 3 hits technically, but it's 3 moves, 3-move combo. And one where it ends, where he ends the attack with a delayed attack, or just straight up just really quickly. You gotta know which one. This one, and yeah. It's when they release a shuriken. If he shoots a shuriken in the middle of that, it's always gonna be the quick one, so you gotta be ready. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I'm dead. I somehow like blocked it midair, but then ended up being posture broken anyway. Let me heal up. Well, this is probably not gonna be the run, but I'm gonna try anyway. He teleports after that. Alright. I'll play it careful, I guess. Okay, gotta pay attention. Yeah, when you see the symbol, jump. If you don't see the symbol, it's gonna be a side attack. That's how I remember anyway. But you gotta react quickly, otherwise you miss it. Okay, and it's gonna be delayed. And I missed it. If you just block it, you know, you just take damage. You're charmless anyway. Really? No. Stop it. Obviously chip damage from the shuriken as well. You don't deflect it. It's not great because the less health you have, the worse your posture recovery, and I can't heal it. And I dodged that too quickly. Too early. Gotta wait until it like kind of explodes, sort of, and then you dodge it. If it does explode without the symbol, then you know you gotta dodge it. Instead of jumping. Alright. I knew this was gonna take a bit, so I'm not surprised. I just hope I have enough time to also fight the last guy, you know, the last guy. The guy that says hesitation is defeat, but even more hesitation is more defeat. That move again, good. Come on. A lot of his attacks are weird, by the way. His combo or whatever, his normal combo, basically is our combo, by the way. That's where we got it from. I don't know, it just feels weird. To deflect. So I wish I could do that move. You know, the fireworks into like a slash. I can't do that move. You can do that move? I'm not allowed to do that move. It's an illegal move. What? I've never seen them do that before. What the heck? I don't know what triggered that. but I've never seen him do that move. Like after the big slam like that, I never see him do like a spin attack, so I'm always assuming he's vulnerable. Now I don't know. This move, it's kind of cancels everything, you know. Big slash. Shuriken into a slash just seems to reset everything. Can't really punish him for that. Also, got hit for a whole bunch there. That's not good. Got stuck on the pillar. What the heck? Again, I never see him do that. He just does it over and over now. What the heck? He's usually invulnerable after doing that big jump attack. Oh my god. Jump around a whole bunch. Good for you. Do that. Please, yes, give me a move that can punish. I can just hit you. Sometimes we just go up and hit him, you know, sometimes it just hits him anyway. Because I think he's lining up to do a move and just hit him as soon as he does the move. Maybe if he shoots like 2 shurikens, maybe? That's when he does his spin move? Is that the tell? I wonder. Yeah, when he does the sweep, or rather, yeah, the sweep, like dodge roll thing into like a big delayed attack, that's when he's the most vulnerable. I feel like he do the most damage when he does that, at least for me. Ow, but that's fine. I'll just heal up my posture. All right. That you go behind him, I guess. You know, the character, the boss can't like turn around fast enough to get 2 hits instead of 1. Alright, good for you. Play cool. Just keep your cool. Keep a calm head. Stay frosty, as they say. Which I never knew why. You know, I never knew why people say "stay frosty." I always hear that in movies. Usually, like a soldier says, like "stay frosty, men." But now I know. It's to stay cool. I never knew that. I thought it meant like Frosty the Snowman or something. You know, maybe like Frosty the Snowman. I don't get it. I don't understand. You have to be snowman and to turn into snow. Okay. That's tricky, I don't know, you gotta pay attention to that. No. Free hit. Shurikens. Remember the second phase, just like his, normal form as well, he always those shurikens. In the second phase. Snap, shuriken, fast. Ah! I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was that fast. Again, you can also deflect him when he does the whole owl thing, but I don't know. I don't want to deal with that. I don't deal with the camera. You know, the biggest enemy in From Software games, the camera. So I'd rather just run around and then just hit him after he does the attack instead. Seems to work half the time anyway. It doesn't matter if you deflect him or not. Ah, now I did it too early. Stop it. Stop it. Any pellets? I do have pellet. It's a pretty good health though, for the most part. But then again, you can easily get one shot if you're not careful. And delayed. I didn't time it correctly. Be careful. Okay, well, he just teleports. I'm gonna get pellet. At least when he like goes into his owl form. Ironic, because his name is also Owl, but well, actually fitting, actually, not ironic. I use ironic wrong, but anyway. At least when he's in his spirit owl form, there's some breathing room, you know? Spin, then delayed. I don't know, I'm scared now because the third hit sometimes comes out fast, but I should know, you know, which one it is. I panicked because I timed it wrong for the other one, so now I'm messing up my timing for this one as well. Anyway. What you got? Nothing? I just hit you? You know, sometimes again, you just go up to him and hit him. Easy. Sometimes he just doesn't block. Pay attention. Wait until the owl kind of explodes, you know? That's how I see it. If it explodes, then you can just simply dodge. Okay. Sometimes he just teleports anyway. Jump. We're doing posture damage at this point. I don't know if it's worth it. This posture recovery is so high anyway. I knew it. Spin. So when he throws a shuriken twice, that's when you know that he's gonna spin. Oh my god. It happens sometimes. Sometimes I can block it. Maybe because I was spamming, but like, sometimes when he teleports into like a 2-hit combo, you can block it. It's just because it comes up quickly. Try again. Yokaro. He'll attack you a whole bunch while you just stand there. Good. Okay, show the bash, you can firework attack, good. Good for you. It's 3 hits. I almost do a charge attack instinctively. Don't do a charge attack. That will just kill you. Ah. Posture. I attack at the same time, but I cancel my attack to deflect. Nope. Probably gotta back off now. Jump. Use my time, you know, use that opportunity to heal up my posture. Thank you, Father, for letting me heal my posture, and I'll die. I'm not even gonna run away from the fireworks. I'm just gonna keep attacking you. Oh, that wasn't great. What are you gonna do? This attack? Pellet time. Good. I mean, he's kind of like us, again. I mean, very similar in lore-wise, but also gameplay-wise, which is cool, actually. He, like, backs off a whole bunch, just like us, as the player. We also actually kind of back off a lot. I mean, depending on your playstyle, I guess. But I find myself backing off a lot, actually. To heal and to do whatever. Do my posture and all that. He does the same thing, right? He often backs off, and, you know, I guess that's the idea, right? He's designed in a very similar way as the player. Because you learn from him, technically. As Sekiro. Very similar, like, style. You're like shinobi, right? You're not like warriors. You're like tricksters. Oh, I shouldn't back off there. That's fine. Didn't take too much damage. It's kind of like... It's weird because, you know... I was gonna say it's weird because he threw the fireworks, but he didn't really move, actually, because he was up against the pillar. Do anything? No? Just get hit. Good. I'm still waiting for that move. That's the one move you can punish after he does the fireworks thing. You can't chase after him, I guess, but I never do because I'm scared I'll get hit by fireworks. You know? Oh, okay. Good. Shouldn't have Try to... Nah, I'm dead. So close. Yeah. Yeah. Get it? I'm a starving wolf. I'm gonna be a starving owl. Once I murder you. In fact, you'll not be a starving owl, you'll be a dead owl. I just want to commit a little patricide in my head, alright? Come on, let me just kill you real quick. Again, for like a third time, canonically. Oh, technically, you only kill him once, but you kill him twice in your mind, right? If you include this fight, anyway. Oh! I dodged way too early. That was actually when I want to do my move, actually. I want to do my special move that I never usually do in a boss fight. I found maybe that's the opportunity to use it. Ah! Uh-oh. Wait. Okay, I'm alive. Awkward, you like your posture broken in the middle of a combo. You don't know how to like get out of it because you're already stuck. Every time. But good thing I didn't get hit by the teleport. For you. Oh. Good for you. Oh. Ah. Alright, I'm alive. Ah. I can't. Sometimes you shouldn't like try to counterattack after in the middle of his attacks. Because he's just doing another move right after. I'm just gonna block like that. And do this move. Like that. That was a bad idea. Took too long to charge. Maybe I should just do normal, like that. Is that worth it? I don't know. I don't know if it does more damage. And then again, I should save my special moves, though. For like the second phase. The first phase, I mean, it's still hard. It's just, you know, you'd rather save for the second phase, right? That's the one where you can win, you know? You know, I wonder if you do a Shadowfall against him, can he make you to counter you? I wonder. I know he can make you counter your general thrust attack. If you charge your attack, you do a thrust. But does he make you counter your Shadowfall? I don't know. You do like the same move as he did. I'm not sure, and I don't really want to know. Actually, I don't want to find out. At least when I'm the one fighting him, I'd rather not find out. You know. Yes, Owl's true power. Summon like a pet. An MMO pet. That collects loot for you, basically. But it requires premium currency, usually. I feel like it's always the case in like any kind of MMO RPG that's free to play. You can get like a pet, but it's like you gotta pay for it though. You pay real money for the pet, and all they do really is just like very like small things. Like pick up loot for you. Which is, I mean, it is a time saver, but is it worth it? I don't know. I'm just instead. Okay. I'd rather do damage, so I'll do that. It didn't hit me. Gotta be careful now. I'm gonna get hit by teleports again. posture. Run away. I'll be careful now. I'm gonna like hit once instead of like twice. I usually like to hit twice because, you know, if they're vulnerable, they get hit once and then you hit them again. But I gotta be careful now because he sometimes teleports, right? Yeah, see? At least, well, I did not, I just died midair. I did it wrong. You know, I did it in the wrong order, I feel like. I attacked him before I jumped. I was supposed to jump, then attack, not attack, then jump. I just kind of literally did it in the wrong order. Okay. I mean, if does this a whole, you know, enough times, I'll put it down himself. You know, every time you just teleport with the owl. Okay, Shuriken once is no spin attack, as far as I understand it. Oh, jump. And when I say attack once, I guess attack once after hitting him, like, actually, you know? Sometimes you want to, like, hit multiple times, so when he perfectly deflects it, you can react after his deflection, or after his deflection, but you don't want to do that with him, because sometimes he can teleport instead with the Miss Feather, or whatever. I forget what you call it. Miss Feather? Miss Raven thingy? Oh! Okay, whoop. Jump, heal. I have a pellet? I'm gonna use a pellet. So my health is as high as it possibly can. That's a bad idea. Why did I hit twice? I thought I was gonna hit him, right? It's fine. I'm still at good health, I think, for the most part. Just don't get one shot, please. This comes out fast. He does this. It's fine. I'll just hit him like that. Teleports. Just hit you on the side. You know, sometimes you just go up to him and slash him, and then you're good. Teleports. Yep. Hit him once there, and then hit him again. You know, so many times. Oh. Kinda weird, because the owl, yeah, sometimes the owl was right in front of the camera, and kind of blocks the view. Oh. That's bad. Hopefully I don't die. Heal up. I kind of like stunned him there with my feet. Good. Oh, that's bad. I have no more pellets. I heal up. Anytime I'm like half health, I should feel like I should heal up. I don't want to risk it, you know? Teleports. I feel like there's a bit of like internal cooldown, you know, when he teleports with the owl. After certain moves, he always teleports, but if he's already teleported already, then he doesn't teleport again, I guess. If that makes sense. Also, I somehow dodged that, by the way. That was lucky. I actually got panicked. I hesitated. Hesitation is defeat. So I actually didn't know what I was going to do there, so I just pressed dodge. I dodged forward instead of like to the side, and it worked anyway. Oh well. That's fine. Teleports after that move. Okay, don't be greedy. He's close to death, so just don't be greedy. You just gotta dodge this move, that's all. And then you got a Mikiri counter. But I missed the Mikiri counter, that's fine, I'll just kill him anyway. Time to die, father! Again. And thus, we got over our daddy issues. Again, you know? So, I mean, I guess the idea is that we fight... I mean, initially we fight the better version of Owl in our heads because that's how we view our father, you know? Like, he's so insurmountable. Even though his original version is not that difficult, ironically, but this is how we see him in our heads, you know? Or whatever. He's like this really harsh father figure. He doesn't really care about us, but for the most part anyway. Probably like defeating him, you know, makes us feel better, basically. And that's an even harder version of him. I mean, I can read the lore as well. Also, I lost some frames there, by the way. I don't know if something wrong with my computer. That'd be bad if it crashed, but... let's see here. Where is it? Inner father. Owl once abandoned the young wolf in Usui Forest, expect him to fend against the illusions, likely never to return. Only in victory would he recognize the boy as his son. In this way, and this way only, he raised the wolf as his son. So yeah, very abusive father. He left him in the illusion forest, by the way. I think it was mentioned that's where Lady Butterfly trained as well, in the Usui Forest. Usui? I actually don't know, because that's very reminiscent of the forest where we fight the flute Nobo, you know, the Miss Nobo that summoned those illusions we found in the forest. I don't know if it's the same forest, but it's very reminiscent of that. I don't know, Usui Forest is like a different place that we never actually visit, but yeah, it's like the line technique or whatever, you know? Just drop the cub or whatever. What do we call it? It's not a cub. I don't know. You can drop the lion baby off a cliff and just let it fend for itself, I think, or was that lions? I don't remember. I think I heard, like, you know, like an animal would just drop like their baby and then they would let it survive, and they would survive, you know, that'd be good enough, right? Anyway, well, there you go. That's Inner Father defeated. Guess we'll fight the next one as well, which is Inner Isshin. Alright, let's fight Inner Isshin. Again, I feel like, I don't know, you could like do the gauntlets and all that. But I don't know, I think it's just more interesting just to show the bosses, you know, get to the point rather than like going through all the gauntlets again where you fight all the same bosses you fought before. There's no like changes to the previous bosses, just these bosses that have different movesets. Anyway, so he does a new thing. He does this move. I guess he uses the Mortal Blade, basically. But that's a move I feel like generally is pretty easy to dodge as long as you understand what he does. But yeah, I hate that move though. Okay, well, the first phase I feel like it's not too bad, but definitely can trip me up, especially if it does the sweep. I hate the sweep attack. I don't know how to predict it really. He just does it randomly sometimes, I feel like. I really do feel like he just does it randomly. Wait, oh, well, I'm dead at this point. Yeah, alright. That move though, I say it was easy to dodge, but if you're not careful, and he just does it randomly, then it's actually kind of hard to get out of if you get hit by the first one. Because it has such a big range. I don't know. I didn't block it properly. And I'm dead. Good. That's always a mistake, by the way. Just healing and then getting killed. But I just want to heal. I gotta heal in order to get my posture back down, right? My posture recovery is so low if I don't have enough healing. That's the problem. Alright. Take two. Try again. I probably cut out, I mean on YouTube, I probably cut out a little bit of deaths from Inner Father. I wonder now how many deaths I'll cut out for this fight, however, you know? Anyway, hit him once there, run away, run back in. It's like a weird donut pattern, you know? He just does a donut attack, basically. I got hit by that somehow. I never usually get hit by that. And I'm dead. Wow. Already. Hesitation is defeat. I don't usually die so fast against this this guy. This dude. Isshin Ashina. Especially his first phase. His first phase actually, I would say, the easiest. I mean, it makes sense. It's only his first phase. The second phase is the hardest. His third phase actually similar to Genichiro, where it can be super hard, but it can also be super easy, depending. You just do everything perfectly. Anyway, let's just be more aggressive, I guess. Yeah, when he does that move, the stab is not too bad if you can understand like the shoulder bash. I mean, shoulder bash doesn't actually do much damage, I think. It doesn't do damage at all, as far as I know. So you get him pretty down pretty quickly if you just be aggressive. Just then when he does a sweep. The sweep, I don't know. Because when he does a sweep, the shoulder bash actually does do damage. Very similar to the stab. The weird like stab attack or whatever. Where he does like a little move right before the stab. When he does the sweep version, it does do damage and it comes out really quickly. But, oh, I thought he was gonna like, just, you know, do a stance. He usually does a stance after doing that move. But he just attacked. Crazy. And I did not deflect that properly. I mean, that just comes down to timing, really. I just didn't time it right. Time to heal up. Again, his first phase shouldn't be too hard. I'm very rusty though, I guess. I always just back off when he does that. I think he do different moves actually if you're depending on your distance. I just back off. But he always does the little thrust, the hilt thrust, and then he does the Ashina cross, which is predictable for the most part. I say, but sometimes I get hit by it anyway, but you know, still predictable. I just don't know how to dodge it, you know, sometimes. Alright, there you go. I somehow survived the sweep there. So usually he always hits me anyway. My blood boils. Alright, here's the hard part. Gun time. Gun and spear time. I mean, he's really like a typical Dark Souls 3 PvP build, by the way. He's like a spear and like a longsword, you know? Well, it's actually a katana, but you know. It's actually a very typical build in Dark Souls 3, I feel like. Alright. There's a few new moves. It's hard to explain in the middle of combat, but if you notice, he did do like a 3-hit combo. It's very scary, but it's actually very easy to dodge for the most part. It looks scary. He raises his sword, does a sweep. I always back off, but technically you can deflect his second attack. He does do an uppercut. That's why I always jump backwards. If you jump like straight up, he'll hit you. So that's why I always jump backwards. That's just me. Usually if I jump backwards, he doesn't hit me. And either he does like a wave slash, I guess, like a projectile attack, you know, like a sword beam or whatever. Or he does a thrust, which is actually better for me because I can just do a Mickey counter. But sometimes if he does the little vertical slash there, I actually find it easier to just dodge towards him. I don't know what it is. You can't block it, which is kind of hard. But I feel like for me it's easier just to dodge towards him instead of like trying to like dodge to the side or jump or whatever. It doesn't really work. I mean, you can't jump, but... So I'll block that. I know that move. I fought him the first time. His first form is a similar move. Oh, there you go. See, the uppercut. If you're up against the rock, though, that's why I try to deflect. I try to like time to deflect anyway midair, but I didn't deflect it right, I guess. I thought that was a... For some reason, I thought that was a sweep because he was spinning, but... Freaking rocks in the way. That's the problem. Anyway, I usually chase him. Oh, that's bad. It's not a good idea if I get hit, but usually when he does, sometimes he does a move where he slashes and then runs away. I usually try to like chase him after that. I don't know, if I let him get away, he just recovers his posture. It's just like, what's the point? You know? It resets the fight, I guess. Resets the encounter in a way. So he often shoots when he jumps back like that and does a stab, so that's a predictable pattern. Gotta be careful though sometimes though. Sometimes he does like, yeah, sometimes does a thing where he backs off and then he slashes at the same time. That's annoying. Sometimes he hits you while you're attacking him, that move. Often shoots, but not that time I guess. Often shoots when he does that. Okay, does this. Very predictable as long as you're not up against a rock, you know? Just jump, just jump, basically. Just jump away from him when he does the sweep. He shoots and then he usually does a stab. I think sometimes he does a sweep, I can't tell. Sometimes he does a sweep on certain moves, but I don't remember which moves, to be honest. That move definitely is stab. He usually does a stab. He rarely does a sweep, but I'm not sure. So that move, yeah, you just gotta know that combo. It's a tricky combo because when he slashes with the spear, he does like a second hit with the spear that comes up pretty quickly. But I think it's the same move as his original form anyway, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just gotta remember. Usually shoots. I run. You can't deflect. You know, initially I always just try to deflect those pistol shots, but it's actually better to run. You know, I don't like deflect those pistol shots because it's very similar to Genichiro. You know, you try to deflect all those arrow shots. It's just annoying. Anyway, oh, I somehow did not get hit one of his attacks or something. Okay, that's a very predictable combo. Gotta heal my posture though. I tried to run away while I was deflecting. That was weird. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Don't deflect that. That's a new move technically, I think. Okay, typical combos. Well, he doesn't change his combo. He just does the same thing. He's vulnerable after the third hit usually. If you dodge it. And again, the lightning thing, very similar to Genichiro. He doesn't do the thing like Genichiro though, where he deflects it twice. You gotta do it once. So it's the same as his like original form. So that's why I say the fight can be a lot easier on the third phase. If you deflect lightning, then it's just like not that hard really. Because it ends the fight pretty quickly if he does it too often. See? Very predictable. Predictable. Now this move, yeah, just dodge. I tried to block it for some reason. I thought he was gonna do the other move, but he never does that move. Well, I don't want to say never, but he rarely does the other move. That's very similar anyway. Where he does like a very large area of effect one. But that's the one I usually deflect, but you can do that. It's not that move. It's a faster one. He just kind of shoots sword beams instead. Sword waves? No, this one, yeah. That move, I like, yeah. I don't know, I like deflecting that move because it's like you just watch his hand. If he touches the hilt, that's when you deflect. There you go. That wasn't so hard. A lot faster than Inner Father. How many tries did that take? Maybe like, I think 3? Maybe 4. I just remember dying a lot on this first phase. Ironically, I don't think I died much on this second phase. At least I don't remember. I don't think I died at all, actually. There you go. Let me just like father, like son, or well, grandfather, I think. Splash some oil in his face, just to kind of like disrespect him a whole bunch. Gonna like do a little teabag, you know, while he awaits his seppuku. It's gonna like throw some shurikens in his face. Gonna like I don't know, throw this thing at his face too. Whee! Anyway. You know, his posture goes down, actually. It'd be funny if his posture went all the way down and then he revives and be like, Sekiro, you took too long. Time for a rematch, and he just has full health again. Wouldn't that be hilarious? I don't think that happens, though, as far as I know. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. Alright, let's murder him real quick. Whee! I believe, yeah, this is seppuku, by the way. And apparently, from what I've read, I mean, in a lot of media, seppuku often involves like the person stabbing their own stomach and cutting out their guts, and then the other person chops off their head. But that's actually not the case. If you're doing a seppuku for like, usually for like a noble, you actually don't chop off the head. You just kind of cut their like neck a little bit to make sure they die, but not too much that it rolls off, because that's apparently disrespectful, I think. So you don't want to cut too shallow though, because otherwise they'll be suffering. The idea is that, you know, it's like ritual suicide where you're supposed to end their life, you know, mercifully, but not to prolong their suffering, but not too roughly, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. Or, I mean, people, you know, theorize that, or it could just be saving budget, you know, because maybe they don't want to animate the head falling off. I don't know. I mean, then again, they've done that plenty of times with all the other NPCs, however, other bosses. You know, like Guardian 8, for example. The whole point is decapitating him. I don't know. Anyway. There you go. That's all the inner bosses in this game. Basically, the strongest bosses that you can fight in vanilla version. I mean, there are mods, by the way, that make the game even harder, where the bosses just become ridiculous, by the way, where they're just shooting like sword beams and projectiles every 5 seconds. It just becomes like actually anime. But I probably won't do that because I don't know. I'm good, you know, for one. And also, I don't know how balanced that is, where you literally just make the bosses just shoot like super duper like special moves straight out of like shonen anime. I mean, Sekiro already is pretty anime, you know. I think, you know, it's just enough anime, you know, not to the point of ridiculousness. Anyway, but yeah. So that's Sekiro. I mean, I don't know what else to show. I mean, again, there's the gauntlets, which I technically did off screen, again without or rather, I keep saying without, but with the charm. So I did them more normally, and again, I didn't want to show it because it's repetitive, right? You're just fighting the same bosses anyway. Technically, it's harder because you're learning them charmless, but I feel like that's something I would do on my own time instead of like recording. You know, there's not enough like new content to really justify just showing the same bosses except harder. You know, it's like doing hard mode of the same game. I don't know. I don't know how interesting that would be unless you're one of the really Sekiro focused content creators. Well, you don't be Sekiro focused, but like one of those content creators that like really focus on doing like really hard challenges. You know, but that's not really me. You know, I just like to show off my own experience of the game. You know, and I did this extra stuff only because I found it interesting. But otherwise, you know, I'm not really the type of person that like tries to perfect the game to the point where like I, you know, defeat a boss in a very obtuse way, I guess, which is impressive, but like it's not really my thing, I guess. I don't have the time either to really do that, you know. But anyway, we just jumping around in Shura mode. I guess let's just quit the battle. There you go. Drank some sake, shot off some of the new, you know, prosthetic tools and skills that I got, the new costumes, and fought the inner bosses. I mean, what else is there to do? I don't know. I mean, there's at least maybe one thing I want to do. Maybe it's to show off the glowing eyes. I don't know where to go though. I can't think of the top of my head where I would go to show the glowing eyes. Kind of like speed ran through the first part of the game, actually. I mean, was it dark over here? I mean, I guess I can go over here, and there's like a little tunnel there with the headless. I mean, I don't really want to fight the headless, you know, especially since I already fought the headless in my previous playthrough, but what I could do is might go over here. Is it dark over here, maybe? It's not really glowing here, but I guess when in regards to Sample Temple, there is like is there like a tunnel maybe near the Divine Child? I'm hoping this is dark enough. I guess go to abandoned. I mean, this is well, yeah, go to the abandoned dungeon, I guess. But oh, there you go. See, his eyes like kind of glow in like a demonic way, which I find kind of cool. Kind of like a neat little effect of this costume. He just looks very evil, you know, and that's awesome. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to show. Really, it's just him with the demon eyes. Good. Grr. So evil. Oop. That's all I really want to do, so just do that. Use this special tunnel to go all the way here somehow. And then, I don't know. I'm just gonna like meandering around now. I don't know what else to do. Other than, again, doing the mortal journey. This is the only thing I haven't done yet, but I really don't want to. Because if you lose once, you just kind of restart, and it's like, it just seems very tedious. I don't think I would find this fun. You just find the same bosses. It's just, you gotta do it, you know. You just gotta do it perfectly, you know, all in a row. Which, in a way, is, requires a certain set of skills, you know, or a certain set of like a certain level of mastery of the game, I guess. But it really feels more of like an endurance thing, you know. I'd rather just fight the bosses as they are, you know, per fight instead of trying to like do like a weird boss rush mode, I guess. Not really my thing. I don't find that satisfying. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just walking around. Is there anything else I can do around in this game? I mean, there's probably a few things, at least, but they're not very important, I feel like. Again, there's like the side quests, but... I mean, I guess I could try it out. But... then I'm thinking like, well, I'm gonna fight this boss, and 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 this boss. And then this boss, and that boss, and this boss, and that boss, and this... You know, Demon Hatred, I feel like I really hate, actually. I don't like fighting that boss. And this boss, and that boss, and this boss, and that boss, and finally this boss again. You know, I guess I lost to Inner Father the most, you know, ironically. Even though I actually found him the first time when I fought him, I was actually... I found it easier than Genichiro and Isshin. But it took me the longest to fight him with Charmless, I guess. I mean, similar to Lady Butterfly, I guess, you know. If you don't have to worry about your health being chipped away, then it's not too bad, because a lot of his attacks are kind of like... They're quick, but not that powerful. Though, I mean, I guess he still has powerful attacks, just a lot of them are combos, right? So if you notice that he's doing a combo, then you can deflect the rest or run away or whatever, but... I don't know, it's very tricky, I guess, if you have to actually deflect everything. Make sure you don't get damaged. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of fizzling out. But alright. That's, yeah, that's all the extra content that I wanted to show off, you know, from what I did of this game. Again, I got like 100% achievements, by the way. It was a little tedious because I played through the game multiple times, but, you know, I just like this game. This game is, I really like it. Again, I mean, I already said this in my original playthrough, but I'm really hyped for Elden Ring, you know? I don't get hyped for a lot of games, to be honest. I mean, I don't like getting hyped for any game in general because it's always kind of disappointing, right? So like, oh, look at this cool game that's gonna come out, and then it's kind of like, when it actually comes out, it's actually not that great, you know? Or I personally just don't like it or whatever. I don't get hyped, especially modern games. But From Software games are the exception because they're just that good, you know? So, definitely, hoping Elden Ring is going to be great, which, you know, I assume it will be because it's From Software. I mean, come on. Then again, people got disappointed about Dark Souls 2, I guess. But, you know, I mean, Dark Souls 2, we don't talk about Dark Souls 2. You know, it's the black sheep of the family. Don't worry about it. You know, and I'm also just thinking, like, all the things I've learned in Sekiro probably won't transfer over. I don't imagine. There's no deflection system in Elden Ring. It's going to be more like traditional Souls combat. We just roll through everything. Which in a way is easier, technically. But, I don't know. But I guess we'll see. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, on YouTube, probably going to end the video here. Most likely. Again, just a little bonus, little thing. Probably just put it on one video. For anyone who might be interested. You know, seeing the quote-unquote new content of Sekiro, which isn't new actually. It's already been like a year, I think, that the update came out or whatever, but it's new to me, so that's what I count it as. It's new to me. There you go. That's Sekiro. Great game. Alright. Do I sign off? I guess I'll sign off just in case, if it matters, but if you're on YouTube, video know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out over there if you're interested. I've also done other playthroughs on the channel, so you can look for those if you want. If somehow you stumble upon this video without seeing the rest of my actual Sekiro playthrough, I recommend you check that out too. You can check out my first playthrough on YouTube as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.